Hi, this is the proposal presentation of Team 7. My name is Usman Khan and my team members are Hyun Suk Song and Emily Law. Our topic is data-driven control of exoskeleton for optimal lifting task assistance. Starting off with the contents, first is the introduction, then the replication plan, then the improvement plan. First of all, what are exoskeletons? They are just variable electromechanical devices that serve majorly two purposes. First is strength enhancing exoskeleton, as can be seen in the diagram, for lifting heavy loads, etc. And second is rehabilitation purposes. For example, in this diagram, you can see people with impairment can utilize exoskeletons for rehabilitation purposes. Utilizing the same concept, we decided to choose the topic empower hip exoskeletons. But before talking about our paper, I would like to talk about the previous work that has been done in this regard. So first of all, this paper, the effect hip assistance level, with this tracking by count, showed a mechanism or hardware using the series elastic actuators. Basically, the motor drive the ball screw transmission, which drive the motor housing, which in turn produce the output torque on the hip joint. So basically, this provided a peak torque of 60 Newton meter and a weight of 7 kgs. There was another hardware designed by Giovacchini that showed C-shaped pelvis support with a weight of 4.2 kgs. Basically, there are three control methods if we talk about controlling the hip exoskeletons that utilize automatic pedalization. The first one is the regulation of force and torque. This one was utilized in the Bleeks. The control system used has two layers, high level and low level. The high level estimates the gate phases and the low level controls the torque. So basically, this is how the regulation of proportion torque is utilized. Second control system is impedance or admittance control. This was done in this paper. This was basically combining the controller and the impedance controller to provide a new transfer punch to provide better output. And the third one is adaptive oscillator based method. That one, it has three subsystems, and the error between the AO system and the actual signal is utilized by phase error learning, and the corrected gate phase is output. So these control systems have limitations as they only work on fixed parameters, so they are not adaptive or optimal. So we decided a paper that had optimal solutions. This paper is a data-driven reinforcement learning solution framework for optimal and adaptive personalization of hip exoskeleton. This was presented in ICRA in 2021. So basically, the gate phase, as can be seen here, has a maximum torque here of 3.9 Newton meter per kg. So the goal of this paper was to reduce this torque as well as personalize the control of the exoskeleton using the reinforcement learning to tune the assistive torque. So basically, starting off with the hardware. The hardware is very simple. 2 degree of freedom, fully powered hip exoskeleton was designed in the paper, which was lightweight of 1 kg. Flat brushless motor was used along with the high precision incremental encoder and the harmonic gearbox, which provided 35.3 Newton meter output torque and 105.9 meter peak torque with a 300 degrees per second joint velocity, which was suitable for fast walking and jogging.
Reinforcement learning is used in this paper. The reason for choosing reinforcement learning instead of other machine learning algorithm is that it could adjust its action along with the changes in situation without prior data mapping or algorithm modeling. Supervised learning requires the data to be labeled, and all input has to be mapped to an output. Unsupervised learning requires the algorithm must be modeled such that the program can understand pattern. However, since the input and output of the exoskeleton will be varied a lot, reinforcement learning will then be the only and the most reasonable choice. The reinforcement learning algorithm that the paper has chosen to use is least square policy iteration, which is called LSPI. This algorithm extends the benefit of LSTD algorithm to control problem. LSTD is an ideal algorithm for prediction problem, but this is useless for the policy improvement if the model of process is not provided. LSPI improves the LSTD to be used without a model, which is the case for most aware-based control problems. LSPI uses the result of LSTDQ to form an approximate policy iteration algorithm. LSPI combines the policy search efficiency from policy iteration and the data efficiency from LSTDQ. The inner part of LSPI is LSTDQ algorithm, LSTDQ, which is the least square temporal difference learning, can learn state action function, and it takes both the state and action as input sample for the whole learning process. The derivation of LSTDQ starts with these formulas, where omega pi is the learning parameter that we're looking for, and after calculation, matrix A and vector B can be computed as summations of the equation of the state as action A, reward R, and next state as expose V. Here is the pseudocode for the LSTDQ. You can see that for every state, action, reward, and next state in the data sample inputted, matrix A and vector B will learn an estimate based on these inputs for each loop. After updating A and B using the source of sample provided, making use of the previous formula, A omega pi equals to B, omega pi could then be computed as the multiple of the inverse of matrix A and vector B. Finally, the learning parameter omega pi would then be returned by LSTDQ. Let's go back to the LSPI algorithm. The LSPI will first choose some random policy, then it will execute LSTDQ with the source of sample repeatedly. This source of sample can be different throughout the iteration, which means that the input can be updated from time to time. The LSPI will stop running LSTDQ only until the policy returned from LSTDQ converges to optimal. Pseudocode for LSPI is included in this figure. You can see that the LSTDQ will be called repeatedly with the source of sample, and the policy will be updated using the returned value from this function. The loop will be repeated until the policy returned from LSTDQ is similar to the policy returned previously. The LSPI in exoskeleton is used for learning the parameter tuning policy automatically. The authors have defined a state cost with the quadratic form for RL controller, and the LSPI is used to minimize the cost of this equation. In this paper setting, the exoskeleton will use the policy returned from LSPI to do an action by sending execute command to the motor and gearbox. Then the motor and gearbox will move according to the signal received. Next, torque sensors would collect data and update the reward and state to the LSPI, and it will also send the state to the policy. LSPI will update the policy in order to minimize the stage cost of this quadratic equation if needed. Finally, the exoskeleton will use the policy updated by LSPI, and this forms an endless loop for the policy tuning of exoskeleton.
In the previous study, they assist walking motion with learning-based control. Unlike their hardware in Figure 1, our system in Figure 4 operates through the linear actuator, which is called TSA, and it was mainly developed for the purpose of assisting in lifting an object. The control system is basically generated the model-based reference signal, and it compensates error with PID controller. We are going to apply the learning-based control method to our hip joint exoskeleton that we have. Our exoskeleton was specially developed for the lifting test, and it assists by pulling the upper body back and pushing the hip with two independently controlled actuators. When gripping an object with a glove, a reference torque profile is created based on the measured sensor value. Then the arm-based system can possibly perform more than one thread control cycle. As shown in Figure 4, when both joints are actuated together, it reaches up to 90 Nm of torque and 110 degrees per second joint angular velocity. In order to build the learning-based control environment, we will implement the UDP communication between an exoskeleton and a PC. We will deliver the reference signal from the PC to the exoskeleton and return measured data again. In order to perform the learning-based control, MATLAB was used in the previous study, but we will also consider Python to compute fast control operations. In the previous study, they control the motor during the lifting cycle by generating a torque profile according to the estimated posture. In addition, we confirmed that general lifting work is performed in the stoop or squat position, and the required torque profile varies according to each lifting load. We want to control the exoskeleton by generating a torque profile according to different conditions. First, perform the repetitive motions with an exoskeleton and update the data at each cycle. According to each posture and weight condition, a parameterized motor torque profile is generated to reduce the error between the requirement and measurement. Then, by optimizing each parameter of profile using LSPI algorithm, we can control a nonlinear actuator-based exoskeleton. To verify that the exoskeleton operates properly according to the profile we created, we conduct experiments under different conditions. After the experiment, we are going to evaluate the error between the demand and the measured profile. We also confirm the assistive performance of our exoskeleton through EMG measurement. Unlike conventional exoskeleton that can be controlled with a motor, which is generally a linear actuator, we use a nonlinear actuator-based system. Although this actuator has several mechanical advantages, it is necessary to solve the following control problems. First, When the motor is controlled with a constant rated current, the output force and speed are nonlinear. In addition, due to the system that can only control with one direction, hysteresis occurs depending on the external force. Lastly, permanent deformation due to the creep occurs because of the material property and driving method. Therefore, we try to use the learning-based approach to control such a system. In our system, the output power of the motor is transmitted to the pulley through the string. Therefore, we want to solve our problem by defining a cost function that can increase transfer efficiency. As can be seen in the figure 8 and 9, the behavior of motor torque and speed are different from those of a hip joint. However, by comparing the power of each other, it is easy to know the transmission efficiency. In summary, we define a cost function that parameterizes the transmission efficiency and try to find a way to optimize it through the LSPI algorithm. Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the following email address.